I think I've mentioned before that my brain goes on many different tracks at once. Like, I can think of many different topics all at the same time. And on this train of thought, sometimes one of the directions gets my attention more than the others. Well, one track got me to thinking. Let me ask you something. We just had a New Year's, 2 months ago? Well, what would you do if 2021, at the strike of midnight, it didn't turn to 2022, but it turned to 2012 again? Now, okay, you're in 2012, and you still have all the knowledge of those 10 years that you lived, but now you have to live them all over again. What would you do differently? Would you change something? Would you try to do the exact same thing again because you liked the last 10 years? Put some thought to it for a minute here. Then comment below. Let us all know what you would do differently. But for me, let's see. 2012. Okay. All my children are already born. So no matter what I do, couldn't affect that. They were already born. I couldn't accidentally erase one or two of them. I'm not married. So I couldn't accidentally not meet my current wife. Because I don't have one. Where was I in 2012? What? Oh. Okay. Oh yeah. That's what I was doing. Sleeping on that bench. Trains going past me. So the one thing I would really want to change, I was broke and sleeping outdoors. I would need to change that somehow. Well, the only thing I could have done differently, I was applying for jobs, so I couldn't just be, I'm gonna look for a job. That's off the table because I've already done that. I'm talking about something different. What would I do? I would need money. Bitcoin. See, I didn't know much about Bitcoin back then. I've heard of it. It came out in 2010, something like that. So I heard of Bitcoin. But 10 years ago, I didn't know much about internet stuff, about online banking or nothing like that. But if I had today's knowledge, I would know all about it. So I would have gone to Bitcoin. Now, let's see. I pulled it up back in 2012, January 2012. Bitcoin, come on, I just had it. Bitcoin was worth $5.27 for one share. Or I think that's called a share. 527. I had that multiple times. At once. My mother helped me out a little bit here and there. I used to get donations. There was a time that I was able to get a hotel room. If I would have not, okay, if I had this knowledge, I would have gotten that money. Okay, the hotel room, remember, I made a video. What would a homeless man do? No, wait, that was prior to 2012. I mean, after 2012. Okay, 2012. Many times. Yeah, I had GoFundMe. Okay, I know I got sent a check 3 times from GoFundMe. And each time was at least $20, otherwise they wouldn't send you a check back then. So, okay, say one of them checks, $20. That would have been 4 shares. Okay. 4 shares. What is 1 share worth today? You see the spike here? What is today? 1 share is worth almost 40 grand. So times that by 4, I would have had almost 160,000. I'd say 155. I wouldn't have been homeless. Now, I know what you're thinking. You wouldn't have waited until now to spend it if you were homeless. You would have spent it as soon as it made you more than $5, you would have cashed it in because you made money. Well, no. Because if I had today's knowledge, I would have known 10 years ago what it would grow to be. Now, I probably wouldn't have waited until 2022 to cash out. I probably would have waited till I got to Vegas, and because I would have the knowledge. Okay, I'm gonna meet a girl. I'm gonna go to Vegas. I'd probably still do all that. I wouldn't change that because I like that part. Yes, I know Kat kind of broke my heart, but I would have been prepared for it because I'd have the knowledge. I would have seen it coming, and I would have known that I could have fun with her while it lasted. And then after I became homeless in Vegas, I would have cashed in. So that would have been 2018. It would have been worth, about 10 grand times 4. 40 grand. No, see, that wouldn't be enough for a house. I still would have messed up again. But if I took today's knowledge with me, look at that. Almost 60 grand a share. November 2021, almost 61 grand a share times 4. If I would have had today's knowledge 10 years ago, you're damn right I would have put 5 something down on Bitcoin. Multiple times. Oh yeah. If I would have known. But hey, if I went back in time, I would know. So that's what I would do differently. Damn it, why didn't I do that? I heard of Bitcoin too. Back in 2012. I knew what it was, I just didn't know what it was. If that makes sense. Like, I heard of it. I knew it was some new online cryptocurrency. But I didn't even have a bank account to even begin online banking to get my shares of cryptocurrency. But if I had the knowledge I have today, I would have found a way. I would have saved up enough money to get, Cash App. I don't know if Cash App was out back then. But I think you can buy Bitcoin through PayPal too, so I would have found a way to buy Bitcoin back then. Son of a man, I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have invested in Bitcoin. And see, I know investments. That's how I know that if I would have bought it back in 2012, I could have waited 10 years. It's an investment. That's what they're for. Well, that's what I would have done. What would you do if at the strike of midnight you were 10 years ago? With all that knowledge still? What would you do differently? Don't forget to share below. Yeah. That's going to end this here video. That train of thought is now splitting off into another direction. So on that note, I'm gonna follow this track and say peace out. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life, but I'll make it alright. Yeah, I'll be fine. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life.